What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Coker, and I'm your host for today's episode of Today with Tyler. I hope you enjoy. The next division we'll break down is going to be the AFC North, and of course we'll begin with the Cincinnati Bengals since they are the reigning champions. So their key free agents are going to be Riley Reiff, their right tackle, who did have some injuries this year, Larry Ogunjobi, their DT, CJ Uzoma, their starting tight end, Vernon Hargreaves on their corners, Jesse Bates, safety, Eli Apple, the corner, Jordan Evans, the linebacker, and Quinton Spain, the guard. Well, they're not all extremely important. Jesse Bates is going to be a must re-sign unless they really want to draft, but the safety class is not strong enough to even slightly around that. So they have some important free agents that they need to re-sign, and it's going to be an interesting contract to watch with Jesse Bates because he is going to have a lot of competition in the open market if they let him hit it. So their offense doesn't have to worry about quarterback. Joe Burrow is being argued to be top 5 right now, and while that is partially recency bias, he is absolutely top 10. Their wide receiver room is young, it's talented, and very good. With Joe Burrow throwing to him, they're even better. Jamar Chase won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He was my favorite for most of the year going in. He just found success immediately and even had success up against one of the best corners in the NFL. So Chase, Higgins, and Boyd are all starting caliber wide receivers, and it's a really successful one. They have an insane passing game, but their running game isn't as strong. Mixon is an effective back, but they do struggle with numbers. They are a pass-heavy team, but are 27th in rushing yards per attempt at 4.0, and they have no solid running back 2 option. And if they are given the ability to, they should probably find one. Mixon isn't my favorite running back in the NFL, but he gets the job done. But in the end, I would like to see them increase it a little bit more, and that'll mostly come with their O-line. Their O-line is where the problems really lie, and we all know that. PFF ranked them 20 in the NFL, but when you're playing playoff caliber teams, as they will be, you need better than 20. That's basically 32 for them. They're ever so slightly above average at run blocking, but they were the second worst pass blocking unit in the NFL, which hurts them when they are a pass-heavy offense. They were only ahead of Chicago, and it's not what you want from a team that has such a good quarterback like Joe Burrow, who has the ability to go deep and has the ability to make really good decisions and get through his reads. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do to combat that. The left side of the line kind of found its groove. Anything from Quinton Spain at left guard needs to be replaced. Anything to the right. Nobody on that side even got a PFF grade of 55 on the year, which is embarrassing and worrisome. 55 is one of the worst grades, not one of the worst grades, but one of the worst starting grades I've seen in PFF, just because normally if you're 55, you wouldn't play. You simply cannot block at that point. The Bengals should not accept starting Riley Reiff, Hakeem Adeniji, nor Trey Hopkins next year. They need a complete reset on the right side of the offensive line. Their defense was pretty good. Their secondary allowed an average of 6.6 yards per passing attempt, but teams were willing to test their secondary and keep attacking, where they allowed the 6th most passing yards per game with 250. It's not ideal, especially when your center fielding safety, Jesse Bates, is a free agent at the end of the season like he is now. CJ Awuzie was a breakout star at corner, but he doesn't have any backup. Letting William Jackson III go, and he went to a zone team, which is stupid because he is a very good man corner, but horrible at zone. And they brought in Eli Apple, who is an embarrassment and got roasted on national television for the Super Bowl. So I think they know where their problems lie in the secondary, and it would be nice to get a replacement for Eli Apple and Vernon Hargreaves and all these secondary corners who just aren't good enough. So Roger McCreary might be nice, but in the end, they need to find a man corner, maybe Tariq Woolen out of UTSA. Find somebody who's really good to be able to back up CJ Awuzie and make sure that they're good. Their linebacker core is tragic and needs a complete makeover, which is surprising because it feels like they're always drafting linebackers. Logan Wilson's pretty good, but Jermaine Pratt and Marcus Wilson are below average as linebackers, and it shows in the rushing yards per attempt allowed. They need to completely reset the position if they really want to be a good team when the Browns and Ravens are actually healthy, because they are run-first teams who want to run it in your face and will. So I'd be worried if they couldn't get any more linebacker depth. So don't be surprised when they go looking for linebackers as well as offensive line this year. The Bengals got really lucky that the division was weak. The Ravens got hurt a lot. The Browns got hurt a lot. And the Steelers are falling off. But it's not going to be like that every year. And they really need to up it not only on defense, but the offensive line as well. So they have a lot of work to do if they want to be able to repeat winning the division. Because while they are a very talented team and can get really hot, they have a lot of issues to be able to show off those talents in the postseason. I wouldn't be surprised if they even miss the playoffs next year, just because if the Browns can hit their full potential and the Ravens can hit their full potential, it's going to be really hard to find a wildcard spot as the Bengals, and it's going to be even harder to win the division with two powerhouses in the AFC being in that division. So an ideal draft for them might be Nicholas Petit-Frere, the Ohio State offensive tackle. While he's not great, as I've said before, he is better than what they've got, so anything is necessary at this point. In the second, they'd be happy if Chad Muma was able to fall, a linebacker out of Wyoming. In the end, it probably won't be him. It might be someone like Christian Harris out of Alabama. He's a raw linebacker prospect who would fit in pretty well and have a lot of room to grow, which is very good because the whole team is young. And so Christian Harris would fit right in. And then the third, I had Rasheed Walker of Penn State. He is an offensive tackle as well, who was a first-round talent before the season, but ended up falling to the third and almost the fourth. So Rasheed Walker has the potential to be a first-rounder. So if they can take someone who is projected to be in the first and bring them up to that potential, they're going to have a really good tackle. And if not, you can always move him to guard, and same with Nicholas Petit-Frere. So in the end, I think they should definitely target offensive line, but don't forget the secondary, and don't forget that linebacker core. Because while their D-line's good, they really struggle elsewhere. So that's for the Bengals. I really want to see what they do because they had so much success this year. They can build off it, or they can kind of let it hang in their heads and not build off it. So thank you for listening to the Bengals. The next ones will still be the AFC North, and thank you for listening. I hope you'd enjoy.